Hello everyone, welcome for Business Studies Form 1. You can talk to us through our SMS number 40007, our Facebook page, Erimu TV, our Twitter handle at Erimu_KE. Today, we are going to look at business and its environments, but before that, let's look at our last lesson. And you are supposed to explain how internal factors affect the business negatively. The first factor of internal business is business structure. And you are supposed to say that failure to define duties and the responsibility of every worker would affect the business negatively. The other factor, resources. Poor allocation of resources. For instance, human, finance. Maybe you allocate an activity that one does not qualify in. That would affect the business negatively. Misusing the profits realized from running of the business would affect the business negatively. The other factor is the business culture. And you're supposed to say that a business that does not involve its employees in decision making may not perform good. Reason being, if you put aside the employees or the people that are working in your business, you find that they feel that they are not part of the team, and therefore they don't work much harder. So that would affect the business negatively. The other one is the owners. If the owner makes a poor decision, a business is adversely affected. So the owner needs to be very careful on decisions that he or she makes to make sure that they will not lead to the non-performing of the business or business not performing as per the expectation. Our lesson preview for today is the external business environment. Remember, during our last lesson, I told you that a business environment has both the external and the internal. We looked at the internal business, which we also said it's also called the micro environment. For today, we are now going to look at the other environment, which is the external environment, also referred to as the macro environment. By the end of the lesson, I would expect that you be able to explain the external environment, be able to explain the external environment. You should also be able to state and explain all the external factors affecting the business. Let me remind you a little bit about the internal factors. We said that they are controllable because they are within the business. Now, when we come to the external business environment, we say that they are not controllable because they are not within the business. So external factors are also referred to as the macro environment. And these factors, which we are calling the external factors, they are found outside the business, and they include the following. 1, we have the economic environment. The economic environment, this one you are going to look at the economic standards of the people that we are expecting to be our customers, people surrounding the business. How is the economic status? How does the economic status affect our business? The other one is the demographic environment. This is all about the population. Is there area where our business located densely or less densely populated? And how does that affect our business? The other factor is the legal political environment. How does the legal or the rules of a country affect the operation of a business? The political status of the country, how does it affect the business? If there is war and all that fighting, how does that affect the business? So we are going to look into that. The other one is the technological environment. Which type of technology are we using, or is it being currently used by our competitors? And how does the kind of technology that you are using in our business affect the business as compared to other businesses out there? The other one is the cultural environment. This one involves the people living around us. Remember, those are our customers. And also the product that you are producing. Does the cultural or the culture of the people living around accept or embrace our products? Another one is the competitive environment. This one refers to whereby we have other companies producing a similar product like ours. We are going to look how that may affect our business. And finally, the physical environment. You are going to look at each and every factor at a time, and we see how each is likely to affect the business. Let's start with the economic environment. This refers to factors that affect the buyer's ability to buy goods and services offered by a business. Now, find that if you set up a business in a place whereby the people, remember the people, the surrounding people are the customers. They are not employed. They don't have any income. How does that affect how would that affect our business, for instance? So find that if people don't have any income, they will not demand the goods because they don't have that purchasing power. So that would affect our business negatively. But if the buyer's purchasing power increases, or people have some incomes, or their incomes is increased, their purchasing power increases, and therefore they demand more goods. When one has money, one is likely to demand more goods, and therefore you find that a business is likely to thrive or to perform well in an area whereby people have some incomes. The other factor is the demographic environment. The demographic environment refers to the population change or the change in population. Find that in an area that is densely populated or an area that has so many people, those people demand a lot of goods because each and every person wishes to satisfy his or her needs, and therefore find that where the demand is high, the rate of sales is also higher, and therefore business is likely to thrive in such an area, because you find that a growing population creates a wider market for goods as compared to a less densely populated area where you don't have many people. So business usually thrive in an area that has many people compared to an area that has a few people. And the other environment is the legal political environment. The legal political environment, and you find that the government closely monitors and passes laws and policies that regulate business activities. For instance, in our country of late, we have those rules that are regulating opening of bars, for instance. So what would you expect, or if you carried out an investigation on how the bar owners or you listen to views from the bar owners, you would hear that they would complain of reduced profit because the rule says that they should open bars for a short period of time. So such rules can either favor the business or not favor the business. The other one is the political stability. If a country is politically stable, that creates a very good environment or a conducive environment for businesses to thrive. You find that in a country that is not politically stable, like some of the countries that we know of that are always fighting, there is always war, people killing each other, that environment is not good for business. No one can agree to put up a business in that place, and if one does, people are not stable, as in they cannot buy the goods because they are not living in one place. So they keep on moving, looking for safety. And also you find that in a politically stable country, there is also the security. There is security. So no one can come and steal from your business. Therefore, we can conclude that a politically stable country creates a conducive environment for businesses. The other factor is the technological environment. The technological environment. And technology refers to the level of know-how, efficient use of tools, and equipment. Advancement in technology leads to better quality goods and services. If you use an up-to-date technology when you're producing your products, the goods produced will be of high quality, demand will be higher, therefore you'll make more sales. So use of the most updated level of technology will make your business to thrive well. But if you use the outdated technology, you will produce the goods that are of low standards, and therefore the demand for those goods will be very low, and therefore you are likely not to make a profit or more sales as compared to the one using the right technology. The other factor is the cultural environment. Let's first of all look at how you're supposed to define the word culture. And culture refers to the norms that regulate the behaviors of people in a society. All societies we know of in the world have their own culture. You do also have your own culture from where you were brought up. And what happens is that even where the business is set up or where a business is located, the people surrounding also have their own culture. Now, find that if the business product is accepted by the society, the business will thrive. But if the product is not accepted by the society, the business will not thrive. So you have to make sure that the customer's culture or the consumer's culture embraces your product. I may give you an example on that. For instance, if we look at the Somali community, they don't take pork. Now, imagine you as a business person, you go to a country like Somalia and you put up a butchery for selling pork. Do you think you are going to get any customer? The answer is no, because the Somali culture does not allow them to be taking pork. Therefore, your business can never thrive there. Business for selling pork can never thrive in such an environment. The other one is the physical environment. And this includes factors like relief, climate, infrastructure. When you talk of infrastructure, we refer to roads, water supply, electricity, telephone, and banks. So a business thrives well if there is good infrastructure, or if the infrastructure is in a good state. So for instance, it would be very hard for business people to conduct businesses where the roads are very bad, because transporting of the raw materials of the end product to various outlets or to various customers or to various markets would be very hard. Therefore, find that it will become difficult. But if the infrastructure is good, it becomes easier to do business. Where there is business, people must always communicate. So communication, which also comes under infrastructure, must be good, because people have to communicate. The producers have to communicate with the wholesalers. They have to communicate with the retailers and all that. The other thing, like now climate. Bad climate is likely not to affect the business negatively, because find that flooding and things like that, they make the roads impassable, and therefore that would affect the business negatively, because transporting of transporting of raw materials becomes a problem. Therefore, good infrastructure supports business activities. Lastly, let's look at the last factor affecting business. It is the competitive environment. There is no business that does not have competition, unless it is a monopoly. So find that many businesses have competitors, and competitors are the other businesses that are producing a similar good, and therefore you have to make sure that your product stands out for you to remain in the market. So this is whereby firms try to outdo each other in their efforts to maximize profits. Therefore, we can categorize competition into two. Competition can either be generic or enterprise competition. And generic competition refers to competition where products are used for the same purpose, though they are different. This kind of competition, we call it a generic competition. So you may have two firms producing totally different goods, but those goods are produced to serve the same purpose. I'll give you an example of company A producing powder soap, and another one producing bar soap. Find that the two products are different, but you can use any of them to clean your clothes. So that is generic competition. So you may have two firms producing totally different goods, but those goods are produced to serve the same purpose. I'll give you an example of company A producing powder soap, and another one producing bar soap. You find that the two products are different, but you can use any of them to clean your clothes. So that is generic competition. The other form of competition is the enterprise competition, and this one it refers to a competition where firms' products are similar to those of other firm. So here we have firm A and firm B. Firm A, let's say that both firms are producing bread. One is producing festive bread and the other one is producing Broadway. So you find that the products are the same, only that they are named differently, but they are very much the same. So we call that enterprise competition. So for your business to thrive, you must always be able to know how you can outdo the other one by making sure that your products are of high quality, they are well branded, and making sure that the business has good relations with the surroundings. For instance, you are able to address the complaints made by the consumers and all that. That is a way of trying to make sure that the customers are embracing your product, and also advertising. So you do things like that so that your product can stand out. Thank you for watching. Try to do the following questions. We are going to look at them during our next lesson. Number 1, highlight the benefits that accrue to a firm that uses modern technology. We have just talked about technology, which is one of the external factor that affects business. It can either affect the business negatively or positively. Now I want you to outline or you highlight how a firm that uses modern technology is likely to benefit. So benefits of using modern technology. Number 2, with examples, distinguish between generic and enterprise competition. We have just mentioned that. Now answer that giving your own examples beside the ones that I've given you. I'm going to review with a business quote of the day. And our quote for today says that strength and growth comes only through continuous effort and struggle. So if you are in any business, don't expect any growth if you don't put any effort or struggle. This applies even in all other areas of our lives. You have to always make effort and you struggle, even in education. Effort, you must apply lots of effort and you struggle a bit so that you are able to grow. So for your business to have strength, you must make sure that you put all effort and you struggle to achieve your aim. See you for next lesson. Keep on watching and running.